Hello there, welcome to Nerd.World Films. Today, we're recounting the life of the underworld crime lord known as Jack Napier, aka the Joker. Before we get started, if you like this channel, you like this video, please consider liking, subscribing and sharing, and commenting down below on any other individuals you'd like covered in this series. Now let's get started on the life of an assassin and criminal mastermind, Jack Napier. Jack Napier's early life was characterized by a child who was extremely intelligent, with advanced knowledge of art, science, chemistry, mathematics, but he was psychologically unstable. Although extremely intelligent, he showed signs of psychopathy. He would be in and out of juvenile detention centers for various crimes of increasing escalation of violence, arson, assault, and eventually leading to grand theft auto. Later, at the age of 15, he was charged with assault with a deadly weapon. This was the beginnings of a monster. At the age of 26, he had teamed up with a man that would become a long-time ally, associate and accomplice, Joe Chill. The two of them would rob Martha and Thomas Wayne at the back of the Monarch Theatre, with Napier murdering them both in front of their young son, Bruce. Pointing his gun at Bruce, he was quoted to say, "Have you ever danced with the devil with the pale moonlight?" A cold, amusing thing to him to say to someone right before he killed them. But Joe, shouting to him to run before the police arrived, he spared the young boy, simply stating, "See you around, kid," before disappearing off into the darkness of the alleyway. Over the next few years, they would become involved in increasing organized crime in the city of Gotham, eventually becoming the right-hand man of Carl Grissom. Grissom was the mob boss and underworld king of Gotham, but discovering Napier's infidelity with his girlfriend, he would set Napier up for assassination. This would prove to be a mistake. Napier would survive the assassination attempt, but would become horrifically injured in the ensuing battle. With the intervention of a masked vigilante that prowled the streets of Gotham, a bullet would ricochet off the armor of this vigilante, scarring his face. He would lose his grip on the rail from which he was currently holding, which he had nearly falling into a chemical vat, which would bleach his skin white and turn his hair green. And his already unstable mind would be pushed to the edge of what it could bear, until it eventually broke. He began from this point on identifying himself as the Joker, due to the fact that he had a permanent smile on his face, and with his bleached white skin and green hair, he took on an almost clown-like appearance. Some even began referring to him as the Clown Prince of Crime. Knowing that his friend and mentor Grissom had attempted to have him killed, Jack organized his underworld associates and went for revenge, after first seeing a doctor to see what they could do about his scarring and injuries. He made his way to the underworld boss's hideout, confronting him and arguing that he had attempted to kill him over a woman. He would then assassinate Grissom, and would then go on to consolidate his power, taking the reins of the underworld. But Jack was unstable. He'd become somewhat obsessed, or would become somewhat obsessed, with the masked vigilante that stalked Gotham and had contributed to his injuries, and kept foiling all of his attempts to woo his new interest, Vicky Vale, a psychologist who had caught his eye. He concocted a rather elaborate plan to, on the surface, supposedly improve his image, but in reality, his plan was to draw out the vigilante in order to assassinate him, to remove him from being an obstacle to his objectives and his plans for the underworld and for Gotham City. He made a televised broadcast that he would take off his mask, whereas in reality he was actually applying makeup in order to appear more flesh-toned, and give away $20 million at a great night festival, with balloons and parties while his goons handed out the money, food, played loud music, and really played to the crowd. He then began to release a poison gas which would kill or maim many of the crowd. This was being released from the large balloons that he had flying above them. The vigilante, however, was able to use a very highly modified and customized aircraft to take the balloons, cut their cables, and release them high into the atmosphere, saving many lives. Napier was then able to shoot the aircraft down, having possibly anticipated such an act. This resulted in a battle between the two. Napier taking the psychologist Vicky Vale hostage after shooting his long-time ally at point blank just to make himself feel better about the frustration that the vigilante had taken away his fun. He would then make his way to the top of a clock tower while the vigilante fought through his employees on the way up to him, threatening to kill Vicky at every moment. By the time the vigilante arrived, Napier showed that he was not as physical as the vigilante, but was able to hold his own for a while. But due to his lunacy and instability, instead of taking advantage of the weakened state of the vigilante and escaping with his life, he gloated and monologued. While attempting to climb a ladder, the vigilante attached a cable and tied him to a gargoyle on the side of the clock tower. A gargoyle that would come loose, weigh him down, and then pull him, laughing all the way, down to the streets below. Even in death, it seemed as if the manic clown prince of crime was still laughing, as a small joke bag he kept inside of his jacket had a set of chattering teeth that laughed away constantly, even after his death. A man like this could never be redeemed. He had no interest in cleaning his conscience, wiping the slate, or in any way appealing to the people which he had hurt for forgiveness. His mental instability grew stronger with age, and his psychopathy was evident even from a young age. A dangerous, manic, and highly intelligent and charismatic leader, but ultimately a dangerous, unstable sociopath who loved anarchy and power. Two things that were opposed to one another, resulting in a twisted, confused, angry, and unstable personality. And there ended the life of Jack Napier, aka the Joker, the Clown Prince of Crime. If you liked this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below what other figures you'd like a profile doing of. With that said, thank you for watching, and bye-bye.